Hello, IHeartEveryone here with more Nameless. Tay and I talked during our way back home and arrived at the house before we knew it.
피곤하다. 난 먼저 씻으러 갈게.
Okay. I guess Tay will cook after he washes. Take my shoes off after seeing Tay head towards the bathroom. Oh, right. I remembered I bought tea leaves from Banjul. A waiter called Zion recommended them to me, telling me they sell the best. Thought of Yuri as I heard it's the most popular menu. I knew it was Yuri. Should I give the tea leaves to Yuri? I should give him something in return for a smartphone he gave me. Although they're not exactly price the same. I knocked at Yuri's door. Can I come in?
오, 마이허니가 먼저 웬일이야? 들어와.
I heard Yuri's voice coming from inside. I opened the door and entered the library. He was sitting on the sofa.
마이허니, 갑자기 웬일이야? 가을바람이 쓸쓸하니 이 몸의 품이 그리워진 건가?
I don't think that's what you say when you greet someone, especially not on a sofa.
말이 나와서 말인데 이 소파 말이야. 아무리 소파 침대라고 해도 너무 불편해. 일주일에 3번은 밖에서 자게 된다니까.
I had no idea the sofa was one of the reasons why he didn't come home often.
오늘은 수업이 많아서 하루 종일 서 있었더니 더 피곤해. 출장 마사지라도 부르던가 해야겠어.
If you have to call one, call him Monsieur. Added after imagining something gross.
이건 말도 안 되지. 시커먼 사내 놈이 내 발을 만지는 건 정중히 사양하겠어.
I mean, fair, I guess. Since you're that tired, do you want some tea? I'll make you a cup.
참.
Yeah, I bought some tea leaves.
감동인걸. 마이허니, 그럼 부탁할게.
I didn't feel his heartfelt reaction, seeing him practically sprawled on the sofa and seeing how touched he was. I sighed from seeing his indifferent reaction and headed towards the kitchen. So narcissistic all the time. I hope he doesn't end up hurting someone. He always has a woman by his side, but I don't think he'll ever commit to a serious relationship. He talks smooth and has good manners, but I was thinking about Yuri when the water started to boil. Where did I put the tea strainer? Oh, I saw the one Tay washed after using. Here, it's hot, so be careful. I put the cup on his desk.
고마워, 허니.
Can you do something about that nickname?
그럼 슈가라고 불러줄까?
Shut up and drink the tea. Yuri looked at the teacup and stood up.
마이허니가 타줬으니 마셔봐야지.
Yuri held up the teacup and smelled it, and he carefully sipped it. Although he was just drinking tea, he looked fancy. To put it negatively, he was distracting. Since it's Yuri, he looked a bit cool. I can't help but look at him since he is a handsome doll.
의외로 괜찮은데? 마이 달링은 찻잎을 고르는 눈이 높은가 보군.
I don't know about that. I just bought it because it's the best-selling one.
나는 꽤 마음에 들어. 이름이 뭐지?
Secret Garden. You can have it if you like. I gave Yuri a bottle full of tea leaves. Here.
이상한 기분.
What does?
아니야.
Yuri took the tea leaves and carefully read what was written on the label.
이것에 대한 보답은 꼭 해야겠어.
No, you don't have to. You already bought me a cell phone.
그거랑 이건 다르지. 다음에 멋진 선물을 할 테니까 기대해.
I told you, no more presents. You don't have to repay me for anything. We're family. Oh, this is something I can easily give to someone I live with. But Yuri made an odd expression at my words.
같이 사는 식구라고? 난 한 번도 그렇게 생각해본 적이 없는데.
What? What's he saying? I couldn't understand what Yuri said. I was tilting my head when he continued speaking.
물질적인 선물이 싫다면 데이트라도 한번 해주는 건 어때?
I refuse.
사양할 건 없어. 내가 완벽하게 에스코트 할 테니까 허니는 즐기기만 하면 돼.
A date with Yuri. Just thinking about it makes me worry. I'll refuse anyways. I'll be off then. But I'm glad he liked the tea leaves. I came out of the room thinking that. Ah. I stretched out my arms. Now that I've finished dinner, I should write in my diary. A lot of things happened today, so I should think through first. I opened my diary. While wondering what I should write first, I thought of Banjul. I pictured Tay, that waiter Zion, and the manager Hoban, all in their uniforms. And the family members I got closer to after giving them the gifts from the cafe. After thinking about the boys, I got curious about something. I think of the dolls as my family, but do they think the same of me? Oh. After asking that question, the worrying thought I had earlier crossed my mind again. Quickly shook my head. Nope. No way they are turning back into dolls. At least, not yet. I don't want to lose this precious daily life. Now that I've finished writing my diary, I should go to bed. I plopped down onto bed and turned off the lights. What will happen tomorrow? Closed my eyes, looking forward to the next day. Oh! Am I officially on the Yuri route yet? No, it still says common. Cat named John? Okay. Today, as usual, Yuri begged for me to take the cab with him, but I succeeded in losing him and went to school. The bus is genuinely hell, but I can't just take the cab when all the others, except Yuri, have to get on the bus.
왜 자꾸 마스터를 택시를 태우려고 하는 걸까요?
Yeonho said while sighing. Be careful of the name. I don't know, he's so persistent. Is there a need to insist like that?
스마트폰이란 건 언제 사주는 걸까요?
Oh right, Yuri still hasn't bought them? For now, I was the only one using the smartphone Yuri bought. I told him for sure I wouldn't use it if he didn't buy one for everyone else. I should tell him this is clearly a breach of contract.
채팅 하고 싶어요.
No. He'll get you one soon. I should confront Yuri when I see him today. I felt bad to use the good stuff by myself. I think it'd be okay to urge him a bit since his first payday seems to be coming soon. I think Yuri has a lot of extra income other than his salary. What? Yeonho suddenly stopped walking. Then he turned around. What's up, Yeonho?
방금 소리를 들어서요.
What?
고양이요.
Is it a cat named John? He then smiles slightly. A cat? You just heard a cat? Yeonho nodded.
버스 놓치겠어요. 얼른
But the
가요.
cat! Yeonho grabbed my clothes and said, "Oh, we really should run." Today's classes are almost finished.
맞다. 너희들 부활동 뭐 할지 정했어?
Hearing Zoe's voice, I look up. Zoe was facing Lance and Yeonho with a curious face. Zoe used to use me to catch glimpses of a hot five, but now she seems to be quite close to them.
혹시 아직 안 정했으면 말이야?
관심 없습니다.
I thought they became pretty close, but Lance still interrupts and ignores her. I can almost feel his coldness from over here.
그래? 알았어. 그럼 연호는 뭐 할지 정했어?
아니요. 저는 아직 어떤 부가 있는지 몰라서요.
Zoe instantly brightened from Yeonho's comment.
짜잔! 그럴 줄 알고 뽑아왔지. 우리 아카데미 동아리 리스트야.
Zoe handed Yeonho and I each a thick batch of papers.
감사합니다.
What? Why to me? Zoe smiled after I asked.
김검달이야. 네 옆에 얼음 씨한테 대신 전해줘. 내가 줬다간 바로 버릴 것 같은 불길한 예감이 들어서 말이야. 설마 네가 줘도 버리려나? 너도 나랑 같은 취급을 받는 처지라면 할 수 없고.
Lance's eyebrows flinched after hearing Zoe. She trying to provoke him? Nice Lance over there wouldn't care. Lance, take this. Lance glared at the papers in my hands for a moment. Then he sighed slightly and took it. Huh? He took it. I was surprised at the unexpected response.
역시.
Zoe looked satisfied.
정말 많네요.
Yeonho mumbled while skimming through the list Zoe gave him.
그렇지? 이 근처에 있는 교육기관이라고는 우리 아카데미뿐이라서 정부 지원을 많이 받는다고 하더라. 그래서 그걸 노리고 이런저런 유령 부서들이 생기다 보니 이렇게 많아진 거래. 그 중에서 활동다운 활동을 하고 있는 분은 여기 앞에 별 표시가 있는 17개가 전부야. 나머지는 앞서 말했듯이 이름만 올려놓은 유령부야. 매년 활동비나 타먹으면서 탱자탱자 노는 건 공공연한 비밀이지. 참고로 난 그렇게 탱자탱자 놀고 먹는 부서 중 하나인 학생회에 속해 있지.
Student government plays around? I thought they were busy with school events.
1년 중에 잠깐만 바빠. 선도부원들은 항상 바쁘지. 나머지 부원들은 맨날 노는걸. 요즘 학생회실에서는 뭘 하는 줄 알아? 매일매일 알까기 시합만 한다니까. 그런데 회장이 부회장을 연속으로 이겨서 그런지 분위기가 별로야.
He doesn't look that way. Surprising. Of course, it's not good to judge someone by their
이
looks.
아카데미엔 겉만 멀쩡하고 이상한 사람 많잖아.
Zoe shrugged her shoulders and said,
친구, 잠시 이리 와보게나.
Zoe pulled at my clothes. What?
부탁이 있어. 저 아이스 프린스가 학생회 들어올 수 있게 말 좀 잘해줘.
You can ask him yourself.
방금 프린트물 받는 거 못 봤어? 내가 줬으면 거들떠도 안 봤을걸? 아무튼 너한테는 좀 덜 차가운 것 같단 말이야.
He is definitely less indifferent to me than to the other kids. That's not because I'm somehow more special to Lance. It's probably because I see him every day at home and he's more used to me.
아이스 프린스는 학생회에 꼭 필요한 인재야. 새로 들어온 선도부원이 일이 많다고 나가버렸거든. 그런데 그 일을 아이스 프린스는 아주 잘할 것 같단 말이지.
I agree that Lance would be good in the student government.
아이스 프린스만 온다면 학생회에 꽃이 피겠지. 차가운 얼음꽃이 필 거야.
It'd be better to ignore Zoe's last words. What should I do? Ooh. So many things. No, I don't need these saves, I'm just now realizing. The chapter saves, I mean, not the choice saves. I need those. Well, technically not, but I want them. Let's see. Do not suggest. I'll suggest. It seems more interesting to me than not suggesting it. I approached Lance. Hey! I really think he'll do good as a discipline guide. Not just because Zoe pushed me. I really do think so. Lance is really straight-edged anyways. It's just my personal opinion, but I think you'll be good in the student government. Lance stares at me, asking me with his eyes what the hell I'm talking about. Of course, even I think it's a sudden question. I mean, of course it's your choice to join or not. I felt a bit embarrassed to see him look at me so coldly.
개인적인 생각이라는 것이 무슨 뜻입니까?
Huh? Oh, I was just saying that's what I think.
무슨 근거로 하는 말이죠?
On what basis? I felt helpless at Lance asking me the reason behind a subjective thought. But Lance could barely be persuaded by a rational explanation. I felt hard. The characteristics I noticed in your personality is that you treat everyone the same, and that's useful for a discipline guide who has to push the rules on everyone. And I think you'll do your best even at the difficult tasks. You always manage to finish the work that's been given to you on time. Oh, look at his face. Lance seemed a bit surprised. So that's why I think it'd suit you better than anyone else. Lance still looks at me like he's surprised. I was starting to feel a bit agitated when he opened his mouth.
당신이 그렇게 말한다면 그럴 수도 있겠군요.
Lance closed his eyes. Does he mean he'll think about it? I would be really glad if he took up my suggestion and joined the student government. I felt my heart beat fast at thinking he felt my sincerity. Yeah, you'll be great at it. I smiled, unable to hide my excitement. I turned around and saw Zoe put her thumbs up. Does that mean Zoe and Lance are in the same group? To be honest, that does worry me. Yeonho continued to read the printouts. Is there a club you like?
네, 찾은 것 같아요.
Oh boy. Yeonho beamed. I have no idea why the last class had to be music.
자, 다들
I want to know
느껴지나?
what club
이 부분에서
Yeonho wants to
내뿜는
be in.
아름다운 정열 말이야.
느껴집니다.
If I take this class too seriously, I think I'll go nuts. To refresh my mind, I turned my gaze to view outside a window. I see Yeonho next to me staring out the window too. Why is he, though? I looked carefully and noticed he wasn't just staring blankly towards the window. Instead, it looked like he was searching for something outside.
자, 그리고 클라이막스는 바로 여기다. 이 부분은 연주자마다 특색 있게 해석하는 부분이기도 하다. 난 부드럽게 들어가다 예고 없이 거칠게 들어가는 것을 선호하는 편이지. 물론 다양한 스타일이 가능하다는 것이 나의 장점이기도 하지.
If my ears aren't wrong, today's class seems to be more confusing than usual. I was swept by a strong urge to run out of the classroom. At that moment, Yeonho suddenly stood up. What's wrong with him? His gaze was fixed at the view outside the window. Yeonho? Yeonho stormed out of the music room without a moment of hesitation. What's happening?
수업을 듣느니 차라리 뛰쳐나가고 말겠다는 의지로냐.
Lance teased Yuri and said,
내 가르침의 위대함을 모르는 체리보이들에게는 나의 수업이 무거울 테지.
Speaking of cherry boys,
깨달음을 얻어 뛰쳐나간 것일 수도 있죠.
it's been a while since I've seen my boy Red.
역시 반장이고.
I have no idea when they hit it off and became a couple. But more importantly, Lance and Yuri didn't seem to care, but I was worried about Yeonho. Why did he suddenly run out? I thought he would return soon, but he didn't come back even after school ended. Everyone cleaned the classroom. As all the kids started to head out, I got more nervous. I wonder if it has to do with the cat.
병아리는 아직도 안 오네. 집에 간 걸지도 몰라.
Oh, maybe.
이상하네. 병아리는 수업도 잘 듣고 졸지도 않잖아. 갑자기 왜 그런 거야?
Really, but normal Yeonho would never have done that. I couldn't come up with a reason, no matter how hard I fought. Why did he suddenly burst out without a single word? Was he sick? This morning, too, he stopped and turned around saying he heard a cat. What if he really started hearing things because he's sick? He's not...
어머!
I suddenly stood up from my seat because of the nerve-wracking thought. What if he turned back into a doll? He hasn't been turned into a doll, has he? Has he?
너 괜찮아?
I have to find him.
우리도 같이 한번.
I have to find him! I suddenly burst out of the classroom.
쟤 괜찮은 거야? 따라 나가볼까?
제가 따라 나가겠습니다.
Oh, Lance.
우리도 도울 수 있어.
도움은 필요 없습니다. 나쁜 일이 생겼을 수도 있으니까.
그렇다면 더 도와줘야 하는 거 아니야?
아무튼 따라오지 마십시오. 제가 알아서 하겠습니다.
I walked, peering around every corner of the building. It felt like if I don't find Yeonho now, my worst nightmare would come true. I have to meet him. I couldn't bear to not witness Yeonho breathing and moving with my own eyes. I have to find Yeonho.
내일 봐. 내일 또 놀자.
Red!
너무 좋아. 집에 가고 싶지 않아.
야, 히로인.
Yay,
지금
Red!
끝난 거야?
I missed you. Red! I found Red amongst the girls.
너 아파? 괜찮은 거야?
I didn't find Yeonho. Oh, but before that...
아침에 그 쌩쌩한 모습은 어디 갔어? 자, 이거 줄 테니까
No.
기운내.
Red handed me something. Huh? I took it without knowing what it is.
초코 과자야. 저번에 네가 물어봤던 그 과자 있지? 애들 말로는 그거 요즘 없어서 못 사 먹는 거래. 잠깐. 너 괜찮아?
As soon as Red finished talking, Tay came right beside me and looked at me. Help! Help me, Yeonho's missing.
뭐? 옐로우가?
Red dropped a chocolate snack he was eating. Hearing someone panting, I look by my side to see Lance, who seemed to have been running just until
너 때문에
now.
혼자 뛰쳐나가면 어떡합니까?
Oh, Lance. Did he come looking for me? Although I thought Lance would never do that, I was relieved to see him right in front of my eyes.
옐로우가 사족당해. 총사령관, 악당이 잡아간 거면 어떡하지?
No.
진정해. 일단 그리 멀리 가지는 못했을 거야. 언제 없어진 거야?
About 2 hours ago. It was during class and he just ran out. Tay closed his eyes and thought for a moment.
다들 흩어져서 찾아보자. 유리한테는 건물 안쪽을 맡아달라고 할 테니 란스는 이 근처를 둘러봐줘. 나와 레드는 이 근방에서 연호를 본 사람이 있는지 수소문을 해볼게.
Me too. I'll come with you.
넌 집으로 가 있는 게 좋을 것 같아.
I can't do that. I felt guilty for not taking care of Yeonho more. Please, I hope at least what I fear hasn't happened. I wanted to follow them and help, but Tay told me to go back home.
혹시 연호가 혼자 집으로 돌아올지도 모르잖아. 그 녀석이 돌아오면 누군가는 집에 있어야지.
But...
혹시라도 좋지 않은 일이 생겼다면 거기에 너까지 휘말릴 수 있어. 부탁이니까 너는 안전한 곳으로 돌아가서 기다리고 있어. 야,
No.
너 울지 마.
Red yelled at me. I came back to my senses and realized I was crying. God, so pathetic. I was about to wipe away the tears with my sleeve when a handkerchief suddenly appeared in front of my eyes. After taking it, I looked up to find Lance coldly stared down at me.
그만 우세요. 당신이 운다고 해서 사라진 연호가 나타나는 것도 아니지 않습니까? 당신은 우리의 주인입니다. 그런 당신이 이렇게 울고만 있으면 당신의 일을 우리도 어떻게 해야 할지 모르겠단 말입니다. 그리고 연호는 야무진 아입니다. 그러니 란스 말이 맞아.
Tay interrupted Lance and approached me. I saw Tay's worried face right by Lance. Okay, I must have gotten too emotional. Sorry, let's try to figure this out. I should pull myself together at times like this. Nothing's going to happen just by crying. After I spoke, Lance turned away to look at someplace else. I prayed that nothing bad happens to Yeonho while we search for him. Please let us find him safe. There's the cat! Is your name John? It was at that moment I heard a tiny cat crying from beneath my legs. I love its meows.
이 생물은 뭐야?
Let me see this cat.
뭐야? 우리를 보면서 울고 있는데? 이상하군. 보통 길고양이는 사람을 피하기 마련.
I wanna hug it. The cat kept on rubbing its body on my legs and cried. My legs tickled a bit. Are street cats usually this friendly to strange people? Oh, cat! I remember Yeonho saying in the morning.
방금 소리를 들어서요.
I wanna see the kitty. Clearly said he heard a cat. Does this cat have something to do with Yeonho? For some reason, I was thinking about that possibility. Oh? The cat suddenly turned and ran away. Gonna follow that cat. First I'm gonna save. Need a second page. Follow the cat. I instinctively followed the cat.
야, 어디가?
Following the cat! My legs started to move first, and then my brain realized that I was running. When I saw the cat cry, I felt he looked similar to Yeonho. Was that the reason? I felt like if I lose a cat, I'll lose Yeonho too. I ran, hoping this cat would be a clue that leads me to Yeonho. Wait! I yelled at the cat, getting farther away from me. Oh man. Keep on running. I breathed heavily and kept on following the cat. The cat started to run again. I feel that cat knows something. I followed the cat and ran for a long time, and we arrived at a narrow alleyway. What is this place? Looking around, it didn't seem like such a friendly place. There were eerie, weird shops at the end of the alley. Huh? The cat disappeared while I was looking around. Feeling nervous, I was searching around the alley when... Yeonho? I heard a familiar voice coming from somewhere. Yeonho? As I went deeper into the alleyway and peered around, I saw a yellow hair in the corner. That yellow hair must be Yeonho's. I was trembling while walking towards him. Yeonho. Kitty! The cat from earlier was rubbing his head on Yeonho's hand and being cute. Yeonho must not have heard me call him and kept on staring at the cat.
어? 그랬구나. 얼른 찾게 되면 좋겠다. 그치?
Oh, he's talking to the cat! Yo-ho! Yo-ho! Yeonho finally heard me and looked up. Thank God.
마스터.
Surprised to see me, Yeonho let go of the cat and stood up. I crumpled onto the ground just from seeing his face. Still, thank God, Yeonho's safe. Really? What are you doing here by yourself? You should have told me where you were going. You were gone and I imagined horrible things. I kept thinking even as I was running behind a cat. What if I never talked to Yeonho again while looking at his eyes? What if he had an accident?
미안해요. 이 아이가 누군가를 찾고 있다고 간절히 도움을 요청하는 소리가 들려서 저도 모르게. 미안해요, 마스터.
Thank God. Thank God you're not hurt. Nothing bad happened to you. Thank God.
마스터.
Yeonho approached me and hugged me. Yeah.
걱정시켜서 미안해요, 마스터. 버려진 고양이가 주인을 찾고 있었어요. 주인이 갑자기 없어졌다고 찾고 있었어요. 그건 너무 슬프잖아요. 갑자기 주인이 사라지면 주인이 사라지면 예뻐해줄 사람이 사라지는 거잖아요. 만약에 제가 그런 상황이었다면 고양이가 불쌍했어요. 그래서 도와주고 싶었어요. 그래서 도와주려고 했는데 주인은 이미...
What? Yeonho, what are you trying to say? You understood the cat?
네,
How?
그냥 들려요. 무슨 말을 하고 있는지 그냥 알아들을 수 있어요. 그리고 영혼의 목소리까지도 저에게는 들려요, 마스터.
Oh God, I didn't know you could do that.
말없이 사라져서 미안해요. 하지만 주인을 잃은 고양이를 그냥 둘 수 없었어요.
I could feel Yeonho's warmth. I was just thankful that his heart was still beating. The moment I thought I might lose him, I couldn't think of anything else. I was overpowered by the need to find him. I was worried sick.
미안해요, 마스터.
I thought you had turned back into a doll. It was so scary. I'm just so glad that nothing happened, thank God. I've gotten so attached to all of you. I don't want to lose any one of you. I hate going back to an empty house. I hear the noisy TV and boys laughing. There's someone to wake me up in the morning. I've gotten so used to this daily life. I don't want to be left alone anymore.
네, 저는 절대로 어디 가지 않아요. 인형으로 변한다고 해도 저는 늘 마스터를 지켜볼 거예요.
Yeonho pledged with a determined look. I stroked his hair. Now, shall we head home?
네,
My arm is falling asleep. I grabbed his hand and came out of the alley. I was so relieved that the thing I worried about the most didn't happen.
옐로, 너 그런 능력도 가지고 있었구나. 고양이와 대화를 할 수 있다니 굉장하다. 역시 정의의 용사다워. 우린 선택받은 사람이라고.
So
그렇지, 정사령관?
cute. Well, since we found Yeonho and all of that's been resolved, I'll end the episode here. So, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!